Ready? Start. To assess whether the technical contribution of the subject patent is restricted to a mere set or sequence of instructions, it is essential to analyze the claim of the subject patent in conjunction with the complete specification. For the said purpose, this court shall use the claim construction that has been carried out in section C2 of the present judgment. Specifically, the examination of this issue shall focus on the question whether the claim invention goes beyond a series of instruction or if it primarily constituting a set of if then else iterations that do not meet the criteria for patent protection under section 3 of the act. The complete specification provide the context and detailed description of the subject patent application, outlining the technical contribution of the subject patent in the system architecture, data management strategies, conflict resolution mechanism, and operational synchronization. In the opinion of this court, the subject patent clearly provide a broad framework implementation detail for resolution of a technical problem. The claim read the complete specification clearly highlight that the core functionality of the subject patent are driven by conditional logic and procedural steps. For instance, the program on the mobile devices evaluate policies and resolve conflict through predefined condition and actions, which are classic characteristics of if then else logical iteration. The detailed description of the invention does describe the various embodiments in the form of an architecture of system. However, at various paragraphs in the complete specification, for example, paragraphs use of language such as configured as a set of interoperative instructions and configured to control dissemination of information from the least one secondary database to the at least one of the plurality of mobile wireless client on a shared basis responsive to a determination of a privacy state of information. Highlight the instructional nature of the implementation of the technical contribution of the subject patent. The said description clearly indicate that the subject patent's core functionality through technical in nature rely heavily on a series of logical instructions to manage data dissemination and privacy settings. The said paragraph are extracted as in various embodiment wireless server may be configured as a set of interoperative instructions that when processed using a controller such as a processor cause performance of function correlated to interaction within one or more of the wireless client and more of the web. From the above extract of the specification and the understanding arrived at, it is clear that the above service and agent are configured in such a manner which is characteristics of a set of logical instructions which are characteristics of an algorithm employing if then else logic statement. This configuration ensure that the SPA operate dynamically and adaptively in response to varying communication policies, thereby optimizing the control and regulation of information flow among the mobile wireless client. The use of such algorithmic logic allowed the SPA to effectively manage complex communication scenario and enforce policies with precision and reliability. In order to complete the assessment of various parts of the complete specification, this code shall also consider the elaboration of the independent claim relating to the method in claim 3. Given in paragraph describe a method where the wireless server display scenario, the user select one and the server determine parameter based on this selection. Further, paragraph elaborate on the sequence of steps where the server present options, receives user input and then autonomously identify and implement configuration parameter. Finally, in paragraph, various scenarios that trigger changes in configuration data are highlighted. Accordingly, in the opinion of this code, these processes are essentially a sequence of user interactions and automated server responses, which can be implemented as a set of instructions. Clearly, these outline a sequence of instruction executed based on conditional logic and constituent subject matter which does not qualify for patent protection. This is the right conclusion for matter. From the above assessment of the complete specification as a whole, it is clear that the subject patent application is primarily a set of instructions which direct the manner in which the data has to flow between server and to the devices. The use of terminology such as protocols, standard protocols, proprietary protocols further support this conclusion. Instructions for operating as a wireless server include instructions to collect emails from one or more email domain. Repeatedly in various paragraphs would show that these are a complex maze of instruction which are embodied in the server which determine how the server would route the information. Further, this code would also highlight that the system described in independent claim 1 also fundamentally involve a series of conditional steps executed by the primary and secondary program. These steps include detecting configuration data, evaluating policies, and resolving conflict. The operation of these programs can be reduced to a series of if-else logic statement or conditional logic. If primary configuration data is detected, then evaluate policies, or if a conflict is identified, then resolve. Stop.